become his real wife. Helen's voice was light, teasing, but her gaze held a calculating glint. You know what I mean. Susan's face burned as vivid images sprang unbidden into her mind. He'd kick me out of bed the second he realizes. Helen smirked knowingly. Get him helplessly drunk. Men lose all sense of control when that happens. Even better, plan it right after your period, when you're most fertile. If you get pregnant, your place as queen of the household will be sealed without a fight. Susan's thoughts tangled in confusion, her pulse quickening. Conceiving a child as a calculated move before love even entered the equation felt absurd, but also dangerously tempting. But he doesn't love me. That's not the kind of home I want for a child, she admitted, her voice soft with doubt. Helen waved her hand dismissively. You must have prepared for this when you agreed to marry him in the first place. Her tone sharpened, turning sly. Besides, think about revenge. Becoming Mrs. Ethan Williams secures your place in the Smith family, above Sophia and Jacob. Imagine how satisfying it'll be, making them squirm while they're forced to respect you. Susan's breath hitched at the thought. The idea pulsed with raw, dangerous allure. You're not wrong. Then suspicion crossed her features. But why do you know so much about all this? Did you try something with Henry? Helen laughed, waving her off. We've only kissed, that's all. Susan sighed wistfully. How nice. She hadn't even kissed Ethan yet, a sobering reminder of how far she still was from anything resembling a real marriage. 30 minutes later, they pulled into the bustling lot of one of Melbourne's most luxurious shopping malls. Susan frowned the moment she stepped into the lavish, marble-floored entrance. Why'd you bring me here? Their clothes are way too expensive. Ethan's practical. She wrinkled her nose. He drives a Honda and wears simple but good quality clothes from brands I've never even heard of. Helen arched a brow. Successful men should dress the part. She tugged Susan toward an upscale men's boutique, stopping before a tailored navy suit displayed on a sleek mannequin. What about this style? Susan tilted her head thoughtfully. The suit's nice, but the mannequin's body isn't nearly as toned as Ethan's. Helen's lips twitched. All right, we get it. Your husband is super fit. The words stirred something hot and undeniable inside Susan. Ethan's sculpted physique burned bright in her memory. Those sharp lines of muscle, his powerful frame, even without clothes. Her cheeks flared scarlet. Helen smirked. What dirty thoughts are racing through your head? Your face is redder than a tomato. Susan coughed, snapping back to reality. Forget it. Let's go. This place is way too expensive. Embarrassed, she grabbed Helen's arm, eager to escape both the boutique and her traitoress. The haughty voice rang out like a blade slicing through the air. Ha! Save your breath. Poor people like her could never afford it. Susan turned sharply, eyes narrowing as Ruth and Lucinda strolled into view, their expressions dripping with condescension. The salesperson's face lit up instantly. Miss Martin, Miss Baker, she greeted eagerly, practically abandoning Susan and Helen. Ruth's sharp gaze settled on Susan. So, found yourself a new boyfriend, huh? Let me guess, just another small nobody? Helen bristled. Excuse me? Do you even know who her is? Susan gently squeezed Helen's wrist, silencing her. Their marriage to Ethan was a carefully guarded secret. Besides, she couldn't even tell who Ruth had mistaken for her new man.
Lucinda smirked, sensing the tension. Once, she'd lingered on the outskirts of Susan's circle, overshadowed by her wealthier friends. Now, the tables had turned. Susan, maybe you should shop somewhere more suitable. I heard you barely have a few $1,000s left. Helen's temper snapped. Lucinda, don't cross the line. Her voice trembled with fury. She regretted ever confiding in Lucinda about Susan's struggles after the Drew family's betrayal. The salesperson's polite facade crumbled, her impatience barely concealed. Please leave if you can't afford anything. We're short-staffed and can't serve everyone. I can afford it, Helen hissed, yanking out her credit card with defiance. Ruth sneered. Lucinda, it's good you stopped hanging out with them. Friends like that only drag you down. Lucinda chuckled, adding venomously, exactly. Borrowing money from friends just to buy clothes. How pathetic. Something inside Susan snapped. The sting of humiliation burned her chest, but she stood taller, fire blazing in her eyes. I don't need to borrow anything. It's just a basic limited edition suit. With a flick of her wrist, she retrieved Ethan's sleek black credit card from her purse and slapped it onto the counter. The salesperson blinked, stunned by the gleaming premium card. Didn't you say there are only 2 of those suits in the entire country? I'll take both. Susan's voice was cool, every word sharpened to a dagger's edge. I won't allow anyone else to wear the same thing as my man. Her icy tone commanded silence. Even Ruth and Lucinda seemed temporarily stunned. The salesperson hesitated for a breath, but money was money. Certainly, ma'am. 2 sets will be $1 million. Susan met her gaze steadily. Charge it. Susan's legs trembled as if the floor beneath her had turned to quicksand. Why did I say something so reckless? Her mind spiraled with panic as she glanced at the salesperson preparing the total. What if the card gets declined? Stealing a quick look at Ruth and Lucinda's smug expressions, she forced herself to maintain a composed facade, though her fingers trembled as she handed over Ethan's black credit card. Please have enough. Please, she chanted silently. The salesperson paused, her tone pointed. Just so you know, we don't accept returns on limited edition items. Susan's heart skipped a beat. What? Bitch, she cursed internally. She had planned to return the suits later. Lucinda covered her mouth in mock concern. Susan, I hope you weren't planning on returning them later. Susan let out a dismissive scoff. I don't do lowly things like that. And stop calling me Susan. Your voice is unbearable.
We're excited to be getting closer to our next big milestone of 5,000 subscribers. If you enjoy listening to stories like this, subscribe and become a part of this growing community.